all for coming for the first BPCL sponsored bridge tournament organized by the Kerala Kairali Bridge Association. We're going to keep the function very brief. I just want to welcome our chief guest, Mrs. Mariam, we call her Anu, Mariam Matthew, President Sajeev Menon, Satish, Secretary, and my brother J.K. Cherian. We are missing our patron, Mr. N.C.J. John, and I welcome all of you. I request our President to make his remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We are really hoping that we'll have a great 3 days of bridge and lots of fun. Thank you, BPCL, for sponsoring the event. We're looking forward to this event that we are organizing. A lot of joy by Joseph Cherian and Rajiv and Afsan and the whole team. Thank you so much. Let me also welcome our chief guest, formally, Mrs. Mariam Matthew. Thank you so much.
All of us should welcome the military boys, our youngest team, one of the boys is 9 years old. You've done it well. Thank you for that. Thank you.
I request my brother J.K. Cherian to introduce our chief guest to you and to ask her to inaugurate the tournament.
Hi, it is my pleasure to welcome and invite Mariam Matthew, CEO of Manorama Online. For those who may not be aware, Manorama Online is the leading Malayalam news website in India. Manorama went online in 1997 and has a traffic of over 35 million unique visitors a month. The news portal comprises of 19 plus dedicated channels from news to movies to technology news and features. The honors that adorn the Manorama Online include the Van Ifra South Asian Digital Media Award 2021 for the Best News Website of the Year and the INMA Global Media Award 2021 for the Best Product and Tech Innovation. These are testaments to the portal's high standards of news delivery, approach and processes. Mariam Matthew graduated in BA Economics Honours from the St. Stephen's College, Delhi. She did a Master's in Management from the prestigious Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States. Before joining Manorama, she served as the Vice President of JP Morgan Chase in New York, where she was part of the Lab Morgan Group that specialized in management consultancy for e-businesses. Prior to this, she was a senior consultant at the Management Consulting Center at Chase Manhattan Bank in New York. She presently serves on the board of the prestigious Van Ifra, which is the World Association of News Publishers. Coincidentally, she was appointed yesterday as the chairperson of DNPA, the Digital News Publishers Association. Anu as speaker is also a keen student of the game of bridge and is part of the group of ladies from content learning this fascinating game. Anu is the daughter of Mr. Roy Paul IAS, who was a member of the Union Public Service Commission and he was also chairman of Air India, and Amu Paul. She is married to Mr. Jayan Matthew, the executive editor and director of the Malayalam Manorama company. They have 2 children, Malaika and Nihal, who are undergraduate students in the UK and USA respectively. Before I conclude, I would like to make a full disclosure. I and my brother Joseph Cherian are the proud maternal uncles of Anu.
All right, good morning everyone and welcome to the land of the 3 L's, literature, latex and lakes, and you have a beautiful view for the next 3 days of your game and I hope you enjoy it. So as you can see, this is a family affair, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this family and this affair that we have. bridge to me is as elusive as Moby Dick to Captain Ahab. Apachan, my grandfather, was my superhero and an inspiration to me. And he obviously introduced all of us to the world of bridge. And a lot of you would have heard of him, PC Cherian. He was an avid player of the game. And in those days, in the 80s, far before games, were a big thing, he had this Atari game, which he was on the comp which he used to play with the joystick. And he used to play bridge every time that he was not traveling, playing bridge outside. And Rahul and I, Baluchan's son Rahul and I were the oldest, and we would always be in awe of our grandfather, so we would sneak in and watch our grandfather play. And then of course, whenever he left that room for 5 minutes, we would run in and try to sneak in that game. Of course, we did not know the difference between 1 heart and 3 spades, but we still tried our hand at that game in the beginning. Apachan being Apachan, and being such a big fan of the game, felt that he should teach his children and leave that as a legacy. And he had 8 children, out of which 2 of them learned the game, 1 game at a time, and many earfuls at a time. And so, Apachan and Baluchan, as we call Joseph Cherian and Jacob Cherian, Apachan and Baluchan decided that they should continue this legacy and teach the next generation. And so then they taught their sons, Rahul and Sandeep, how to play the game. And they took Rahul and Sandeep to all these different competitions until they realized that they were more interested in the food served at the games than the bidding process. So 1 spade became 1 heart with a smudge of ketchup out there. So that was their, passing on the legacy. Anyways, I was always a very competitive type, and so I thought I should also learn the game. It took me a long time to get to Apachan to learn the game, and finally when my father retired and came at the ripe old age of whatever, I don't know, close to 70, he came and he said, you know what, now I've retired and now I'm going to start learning this game. And so he asked Apachan to teach him. And Apachan very magnanimously decided to teach his brother-in-law. And I say magnanimous because this father of mine had never touched cards till that date, and he did not even know how to hold the cards. So that was a lesson in patience, and I have to say that did not end very well. Not deterred, Apachan and I decided that he and I will together preach the gospel of bridge to the ladies of Kottayam. And we decided to start a bridge club where Apachan would teach us. Of course, by the time we reached the chapter on major suit bidding, COVID hit and we had to shut down. And I wondered whether the universe was trying to tell me something. Despite all that, I persevered and I said, Apachan told me, don't worry, you love maths. And the game of bridge is all about just knowing to count up to the number of 13. So I said, fantastic, I know how to count up to the number of 13. But then as the lessons progressed and we crossed the horrors of bidding lessons, he then changes the number and says, no, you just need to know the number of 25. And this number of 25 is when the lead plays, then you just need to predict what your opponents have out there. So it's not only just knowing the number of 35, but it's doing this prediction. Let's just say that it was a lesson in humility. And I learned a lot about humbleness when I started playing this game. So congratulations to all of you who are so good at this game, because obviously there's a lot more to you. And I've been very proudly told that everybody is from IIT, from REC, from Carnegie Mellon, and they're all at another level. And so congratulations to all of you. I have to have a footnote to this, by the way. Baluchan was not deterred by the fact, Upchan Baluchan was not deterred by the fact that the next generation also did not learn. So, and you know, our family, cards is a very important part of our family dynamics. So while Upchan played bridge, the children used to play 56 when we met for summers. And our generation, we used to play Crazy 8 and Donkey. Progress up to 28. So you can imagine, they say, every generation it goes down a few notches. So I think that's what happened with us also. But anyway, they're undeterred. They have sat down and Baluchan decided to teach my son Nihal and his grandson Karan. I think he was a little disappointed that they were not as interested in bridge as much as they were in poker. But I have to say that I've heard these two talk together and they say that this game is very hip and sway and they need to learn it because it's part of their intellectual curiosity. So congratulations to each one of the organizers of this. I believe this is one of the largest prize money game today in Kerala, and I know it's a huge task to get all of you together here. All of you have been coming from different places. I have to ask the mother of the 9-year-old player who has come from Pondicherry, the youngest team, what do you give the child to eat? I mean, can you please teach me so that I can also inspire my kids? Fantastic. Congratulations. As Martina Navratulova said that no matter where I go in this world, I know I make new friends when I cross the table of bridge. And so as you spend the next 2-3 days, I'm sure you're going to make new friends and new bonds, because from what I hear, this is one of those few games which you use the right side and the left side of the brain, of your brain. So you have to use, not only think strategically, but you also need to communicate effectively, and you have to build this whole community out there. So all the best, and I officially inaugurate this meet open.
Nagaraj, our Chief Tournament Director, will accept the first board from our Chief Player.
One small thing. Wait.
As a token of appreciation, we like to present Mariam Matthew with a bridge book, and I think I entrusted to Satish. I think it's going to be given by the youngest player. And you can start reading and learning the game of bridge. It's Audrey Grant's book. Thank you. Now the director, you can make your announcements.